Hey everybody, welcome to another Chair Chat, and if you notice today we have another special guest star. This is my good friend Jonathan, otherwise known as J-Bone. He has a YouTube channel called Gibby Vet Outdoors, is that correct?
That's right.
All right. And can you tell the folks a little bit where you're from? Yeah,
I'm from Central Maryland, near the Westminster area, and grew up there and got into the Jeeps just, 2017, so.
The rest is history. And that's actually how we met. We met in Gettysburg at the Mason-Dixon show many years ago and just kind of hit it off. So we were both into different stuff, but Jeeps brought us together, and I think that's how it goes for a lot of us in this hobby. Yeah. So Jonathan has he's really into fly fishing, and he has a great YouTube channel called Gibby Vet Outdoors. So make sure you check that out. I'll put a link in the description. But that's not actually what we're here to talk about today. So, why are you here? Well, you're from Central Maryland, and now you're all the way up here in North Central Pennsylvania. So, what's up?
Well, one of my favorite weekends of the year is our annual, I don't know if we call it winter or fall Jeep drive. It's sort of right in the middle.
Yeah, it's kind of turned into the fall weekend Jeep trip.
It falls after our Mason-Dixon show, and it's a nice way to unwind.
Yeah, it's kind of like
de-stress.
The last hoorah before winter sets in, and but it's definitely one of my favorites, and I'm just so thankful. I have all these friends that bring all their Jeeps all the way up here, and we're kind of crazy when you think about it, but we go out camping, sort of minimalist camping out in the woods. Last year was 17 degrees when we woke up in the morning. This year we were blessed with a little bit warmer. Well, you know what it was in the morning? It
had to be in it wasn't freezing, I don't think, but it was 30s, 35 maybe.
Mid to low 30s, which is cool enough, but lots of fun.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As I was saying earlier, I was just thankful for all my friends to come. How far did you travel to get here?
About 3 hours towing. It's a little shorter without.
So we ended up with 8 Jeeps total, about 10 people. And I think the farthest traveled was, there were several from similar areas, but 4.5, like between 4 and 5 hours from Ohio.
Northern Virginia.
And they got a bunch from Ohio this year. Like I said, we ended up with 8 Jeeps, and we just kind of stacked up here in my driveway and load all our camping gear and hit the road. So, Jonathan, you've been coming on this trip for several years now, and what's the weather usually like?
God.
We'll leave this in there.
Hey, now.
There's actually a grizzly bear
walking
behind the camera. All right.
Let's try that again.
So,
what were we saying?
Yes. So you've been coming for several years now, and we always go kind of the middle of November, and the weather's usually about the same, how would you describe the past years weather-wise?
Oh, pretty cold at night. We've had snow. We've been snowed on. We've been rained on. I didn't make the 17-degree year last year.
It was dry but cold, but there's usually precipitation. And our friend Todd one year had no top, and it rained and sleeted. He's cleaning off his seat, and so we were blessed this year. We're in a drought right now. So we had no rain, but what did we have because we had no rain?
No water.
No water. Dust. And a campfire ban.
And a campfire ban.
Kind of a bummer. But we still went, we still had fun, and I think it was still worth it.
Yeah. And we were saved by our buddies with their...
Yes. A friend of ours brought his portable patio fireplace, and they let us have that. So we huddled around that most of the night, and we were able to stay warm.
We were good to go, yeah.
So because of all the dust, I tried to do a little bit more pavement this year. So we pretty much just hit the 2-lane kind of rural blacktop roads all the way up the mountain. It was about 30 miles to our first stop, which we stopped at a pretty famous tourist attraction up north, Fin Fern Feather. It's like a trading post. So how would you describe what the stuff they have in there?
Stuff they have is eclectic, old school for sure, really neat, a lot of taxidermy. Things that have been on the shelf for, let's say decades at this point,
blow the dust off to see the price tag, but
price tag's yellow,
that place has been around since I was a kid, and they've got everything from ammo and fishing lures to groceries and jewelry. So
spittoons.
So we kind of all just looked around, and after that we headed down the road just a little ways to a restaurant called Mountaintop Inn and Provision. They have a really cool kind of venue / bar restaurant. and really good smoked meat.
Oh man, yeah. Pulled pork was amazing.
Yeah, it was really cheesesteak, and then we were ready for a nap.
Yes, we were. Some of us almost fell asleep at the table, actually.
So after we ate lunch, it was kind of a nice opportunity to warm up and kind of stretch, take some pictures, and then we headed out to Hiner View State Park. It's a pretty famous like hang gliding / just recreation destination. It's right around just over 2,000 feet above sea level, and the view's pretty cool, don't you think?
Oh yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah,
so never seen that one before. It was
the
neat.
Susquehanna River's down at the bottom. It's just a neat place. And one thing nice about this trip is how busy were places that we went, right?
Yep, nobody.
Pretty dead. Yeah, we had everything to ourselves because
two cars there.
Yeah, nobody else really wants to go out and do stuff this time of year.
Right.
But then I'll let you tell them, where'd we go from there after the...
Yeah, we took a really neat switchback down the mountain, I guess
probably 2-3 miles down.
Yeah, right. And kind of worked our way down into the valley to Hiner Run State Park, correct?
Yep.
Which is where we camped out, and that was a really neat scenic drop down. Got to kind of look back up and see where we came from.
Cool.
Which is,
in a few minutes, you're like looking back up. So it goes from like 2,100 feet to about 500 or 600 feet.
Probably, yeah.
Within, it's just a switchback right down. So
yeah, it's
cool.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Good way to test your Jeep's brakes out.
Yeah, for sure.
Lots of fun.
Yep.
After that, we kind of just hung out around the campsite. We tried to get there a little early, because the time changed now. It's getting dark down in the valley at 4 o'clock. The sun was going down.
It was disappearing quick.
So we set up our tents. We kind of take over the campground because generally there's no one else there.
Nope.
But as we pull in, there was an interesting addition to our trip. There was a couple of campers there with 2 groups of Mennonites, and they put on a little concert for us.
Yeah, all of a sudden there's a guitar out, and they're all sitting on the table, singing away,
harmonizing. So we got to set up our tents to some background music.
Some music, some live music.
When you go out and do stuff like this, you never know what new story you're going to get and what new adventure you're going to be on.
It's true. It's true.
That was a first for us.
That was a first.
The campground serenade.
Campground serenaders, yeah.
Yeah. After we got all set up, my son and this guy are really into fly fishing, so tell them about the water frontage.
Yeah, so it was great for us. We were super excited because we set up our tents, and probably how many feet do you think?
Like 15, 20 feet from the campsite.
There was Hiner Run itself, so water was lower because of the drought, but we managed to have some positive results.
Yeah, so my son, you said it was a rainbow trout?
Yeah, rainbow trout about 12 inches.
About this big. It keeps getting bigger every time we talk about it. But
I don't know how he even got in there.
So if you like to fish, Hiner Run is pretty much from all the campsites. You're just a stone's throw.
Yep.
So
that's the neat thing about it. I think you've got usually in the valley there's a creek.
Yeah, there's a creek and something fun.
Something fun to do. Yep.
And as with any camping trip full of guys, we end up sitting around the fire, huddling around the gas fire, which we were so thankful for, and we come up with the weirdest topics to talk about. But for me, that's where the memories are made.
Absolutely.
It's not the Jeeps. It's not the campground or the food. It's the kind of just the camaraderie and sharing stories. And when you do these multiple year events, most of the talk, is about, do you remember last year? Right. When this or that happened, and it's just a lot of fun. So but
it's always different every time.
Yes, and you never can expect where the conversation will go.
Mm-hmm.
But we had a good time.
Definitely.
Excuse me. Yep. As with any trip, unfortunately, it has to come to an end. We had a great time, but we eventually had to load up all the stuff and kind of roll out of the campground. And had about a 57-mile journey home, and we tried to hit some gravel and some historical sites. We ended up along the river. I thought that was kind of a cool
West Branch, Susquehanna.
Yeah,
really
so
cool.
we were down nice and low along the river and then popped up by the train tracks, and we were actually blessed with a train went by, so we got our Jeeps driving right alongside the train.
Really cool.
Yeah, it was kind of a neat experience, and then we just did what we do best, and let's just kick up the dust and
make a mess.
Zigzag the most roundabout way back to my place. We stopped at a few different historical landmarks.
Yeah, the furnace was cool. One of the old iron workers' furnaces.
And we had a couple of potty breaks, watered the bushes, and and then that's it. We rolled back home, and I always say this in my videos, but I'm always just blown away we always make it back. Like
We do.
We didn't have, usually there's something goes wrong.
Right,
Even
right.
Jared didn't break down this time.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I mean, Gary's Jeep wouldn't start in the morning. Sorry, Gary, but we're just used to that by now.
That seems to be a
Got to
theme.
get that starter freed up.
Right.
But a quick pull start, and we did a total, I think back in the driveway, it was 91.8 miles total.
Yep.
We didn't do any fuel stops and no real maintenance. Just get in them and go.
Yeah, which is quite amazing for 75-year-old vehicles
all the
on
vehicles
average.
are 70 to 60, 70 years old.
Yeah,
And
it's pretty incredible.
And most of us aren't professional mechanics. We're just a bunch of weekend warriors.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yep, just having fun. Hoping it stays together.
Yeah. It starts up when you get in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I'm just. It's a good time. I would say this trip probably goes down as one of my favorites.
Me
just
too.
Between the good weather and the good group of guys we had.
Yep. Yeah. Me too.
Yeah. Despite not being able to have a campfire.
Right.
It.
Right. That was really not that big of a deal.
No, we got through and lots of fun. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this was a great event with our friends and just getting out in nature. And I always get a lot of people, asking, where was this or how can you do this? And I really just encourage you all to reach out to the people in your area, because most of my followers aren't from around here. And, but everywhere you go, there's going to be Jeepers. Like, we didn't even know each other existed until we started Jeeping.
Right. So we started Jeeping.
All you need is one friend and one Jeep, and you can start doing this. Mm-hmm. So join your Facebook groups, get on the forums, follow YouTube channels and start commenting, and just get involved in the Willys community, and you'll find people and you'll find events. The CJ2A page events tab is great for that. Start going to the shows and talking and meeting new people, and next thing you know, you'll be as crazy as us, going out and doing whatever your thing is that you enjoy.
Yep. Make it your own thing.
Yeah.
And have fun.
Customize it.
Right. Customize it, and most importantly, have a good time.
That's right. Be safe. Have fun.
Yep.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Check out the links in the description. And on behalf of Red Eye Garage and Gibby Vet Outdoors,
catch you later.
Thank you.